today. But these
Yeah,
guys
buddy.
definitely making a big statement. I mean, they've been together for a little bit of time now, and it's some adjustments, I believe, but a really strong roster, a roster that of course, I follow. I think most of them on social media and everything like that. So I'm a really big fan, but also excited to see take flight. Also, this is where you have those underdogs potentially that are playing against you. So I'm going to be curious to see how things go on Ascent. So you can see on the screen here, will be take flight on the left hand side on the attackers. Big Frame's going to be on the right. It's the defenders. And now we can already see a breach on the board. We see a Killjoy also. Omen, which you definitely would expect. And of course, a Jet. And looks like we are still waiting for the confirmation for the Killjoy and the attackers. But looks like we already have Big Frames with their selection ready to go.
Take flight. They are going to have to go massive. Bigger than big. The biggest they've ever been. And I'm going to stop at that for all the puns. I swear, like, please, enough of the dad jokes. I'm joking. There might be some back later. And I can't guarantee that Laz might throw you down too. But I can tell you something for facts. It's going to be Ascent. And two different teams. Defending, you are going to have, I believe it's going to be Big Frames. And we'll see in a second. I always get, my head spins before we go into a game. And I'm sure the players will be as well. Ascent, so much mid-control. We saw that as a very important thing in our previous matchup. Is that going to be something for Big Frames on the defensive side that they're going to be able to handle?
Yeah, and we just saw the last game, which was on Ascent. Also, we saw that the defending side was a bit dicey in the first half of the first team, but then it, completely switched things around when Mamba Mode, kind of put on their attacker. So I will be curious to see if Big Frames can hold things down a little bit different than when we saw that first game. But it will just be a matter of time. We're still waiting, and definitely big shout out to the production crew. Doing everything great so far. And now the freeze time is going to be over, and now getting things started. Big Frames versus Take Flight here at the Valorant Sunday Showdown with your host, Laz, and of course, Kappa.
Heck yeah, thanks, buddy. And Red Bull and HyperX, all courtesy of them as well as VCS, that we are here today. So again, thank you kindly. And the players saying thank you kindly. Yes, please, and thanks for the headshot from Bossy TV, like a mouse, kicking the door down, taking one at Gardens for the trade, and going for another more. So aggressive.
Yeah, look at this aggression. I mean, even Bossy actually getting very close into trees, so they've already taken down one of the members, which will be the Jet. And look at this wide swing, but Nerf able to make the shot, makes the connection with the Ghost, takes him down, and now the Spike still kind of cruising onto Catwalk, not overextending themselves yet, but now they're getting ready. It will be the Dark Cover to block it off, will be nerfed, going for potentially spam, but decides to hold back on the trigger and now trying to find what he can, but Inox able to find one, able to find two, and just takes down Take Flight, leaving it only just down to one.
Ripping the wings off of Take Flight, and Omen not able to do anything with it at all. So Big Frames, 4 alive, and that's a big round. Really, really good start from them, and pistol rounds, checkmark, checkmate.
A big round indeed for the Big Frames. I mean, I think they only lost their one player, which was Koala Noob. And one thing about Koala is that Koala is definitely one of those players you definitely want to keep a close eye on. And especially as a Jet, oof, just the cherry on top.
I'm gonna take a big guess here, fella. It says noob in the name. Is that a lie? Is that a troll? Am I getting me?
Massive troll. You're like, oh, Koala Noob, probably not that good. Yeah, no. Definitely a different story. We have seen Koala Noob do some crazy damage, some crazy plays. We'll have to wait and see if there can be more. But look at this nerf actually getting more aggressive onto the catwalk. And that's going to be the breach that is trying to get a bit of damage. And Nerf actually does find the head of the Omen. And now it will just be Krausos by himself. Sprays away, make it able to find one. Trying to look for more. Able to get two. Able to make three. And shutting it down. All back to a 1-on-5 situation.
Epic work there with the Spectre, and met by another Spectre in the face, and the player, you big disgrace, out of the lineup for that one. Big Frames taking 2 rounds, and so far, so good from the BF camp. Talking of TF though, Take Flight, yet really to take off. Had a 3 versus 2, I do believe, in that first round. And taking a few bodies with them as well, but they have to do more than that. Bonus round here for BF. They run in with the pistols, still the Spectres. They're not too worried, but should they be? They're against Vandals and Phantoms.
I mean, this is kind of the gimme round. So Big Frames, they're not putting a lot of money on the board, but instead they're going to just play that aggression. Even Koala Noob pushing up, but will get taken down. Shifty makes the shifty shot, makes it head, and they're able to get the man advantage, making it the 5-on-4 situation, something we haven't seen from Take Flight yet. but that's what Big Frames needs to do. They don't have the long range weapons, so they're playing a bit more aggressive, just trying to see if they can catch them off guard. The valiant effort, but doesn't pan out well so far.
Regardless of the situation, though, for Big Frames, one player down in this 5 versus 4. We talked of a bonus round. Just take a little quick peek at the positioning here of the players. Really good work here, regardless of the weapon they have, holding the angles. Wine cellar, it never checks. I don't know why people don't check it. It's going to be checked in this case, though. Bossy says, you know, I see you drinking the wine there. You can't fool me.
Checking the wine cellar, able to get that nice bottle of Vino, able to take down the player holding it, but it will be Bossy to come up big with 3 now. That's going to be the spray taking down cryo cells, and now just the Killjoy remaining on Big Frames. Inox by himself with the Spectre in hand, not even close to the site, just kind of cruising, you know, creeping away like a turtle in the middle, trying to see if he can find one potentially, but he is just going to be on the other side, going to get taken down. So that's going to be a free rifle, but they might try to hunt him because they know he's close by and that he is going to try to pick up this rifle.
Sunday cruising with the roof down here for Mox. Oh, roof down, heads off, if you're talking in the form of Bossy. 3k for Bossy so far this round. Good exits would be the cherry on the cake in the form of that. Not going to happen. 2 players survive. Denya and Trax with the Vandals continue to vandalize their opponent. It's 2-1. Big Frames giving up 1 round. The bonus not going to work. Doesn't matter though. Still in the lead. Plenty of this matchup to go. So this is going to be the best of 1.
Will be the best one. And I mean, the one thing to note, like we say this before, when you get those exits, like look at the money situation for both the Omen and also the Killjoy. They're low. They had to spend money because they were taken down that last round. So getting those exits or just picking up those extra frags, it really does make a difference later in the game. It definitely doesn't work out in the favor of rounds, but it can definitely make the difference later on. And that's what we see so far in Big Frames now. They got all the money. They got all the weapons they need. They got the operator in the hands, I believe, which will be their jet. And the Vandals and the Phantoms across. And this is a good position to be in. Koala Noob going to be holding it down. He's the only person right now in the server in this round with an operator in their hand.
I don't believe we've seen any frags from it just yet. 1 minute. Tick-tock, tick-tock. An op shot. He's going to be whiffed. No success so far from the one-tap rifle.
Oh, and look at this charge. I mean, even Bossy and both the Omen, they're pushing through very fast, but Cryo able to find and denies Denya making any sort of a play. And they're actually just inside of the defender side spawn in the connector piece. Koala does have still the updraft to use. That's going to be the Hunter's Fury going to be burned and trying to see if they can find that opening. And this is a good way for them to get some control in real estate. But instead, they actually don't really take that opportunity. They're still posted up. Koala really anticipating someone to go for this wide peak.
Not sure if that's going to be the play. 59 HP though. Koala looking for a freebie. I don't know if it's going to be freebie Sunday though in this case. No freebies from Take Flight. Not giving away too much skin. The ult here. Going to get one and done, as it'll be for Reyna, and it's a 3 versus 2. So Big Frames still doable if they get into the action now, lads.
Yeah, look at this. This is back and forth, but it's going to be Shifty and also Bude going to hold it down, and they pick up their second round, making it back to the 2-2 in Big Frames. They lose everything. They don't have enough money to put into this, so instead, it might be Nerfed actually going for a bit of a force buy, but actually decides to pull back. I was going to question that very quickly and wonder what's going on, but instead they will just have some Stingers, some Sheriffs, and maybe just some Classics. And now the operator will be in the hands of Denya, and that is the op that was picked up from the previous round. So look at that bonus on their money. And that's $4,400 saved for Denya.
The tables have been flipped over. Take Flight saying, you know, we can eat our dinner off an upside down table. We don't care. You started and we're going to finish. 2-2's the score. Even playing field. Big Frames did get off to that flying start, no pun intended, and Take Flight. They're going to catch up. So this is with Valorant. If you've just tuned in, you've played other FPSs, you're like, oh, I get how an FPS works. No, you don't. Not in the terms of Valorant. Things very different in the flow of the game, and things are give and take back and forth. Bossy, been a legendary boss so far. Off with the entry, and I'd love to see the stat board and maybe potentially the MVP. Early to call it, though.
Yeah, we do see that. I believe that was Krausaus that was near the top on their side. But it will be Civil just holding down the bottom below the A rafter. And you can see Bossy getting close, and that's actually going to be the breach flash that comes through, but he's not able to make it work in time, and both the frags are actually going to be in favor for Take Flight, but Cryo does deny with 1, making the Sheriff connect, but Bossy with 3, and that's through the smoke. And now just leaving Inox by himself on a 1v4 situation. And again, he has his ult, but this isn't the time to use it. I mean, he's just going to be trying to find a rifle again.
Whatever smoothie Bossy had for breakfast, we needed this. We needed one of those, and keep it the trade secret for now, though. Mox looking for a couple of Chico gifts for the exits. Not too sure if there's going to be anything up for grabs, though. Goes for the 1, and the one and done it will be. Removed, vandalized, and it's 3-2. Take Flight. They're taking the lead for the first time.
Yeah, this has been 3 rounds in a row now for Take Flight. I mean, we saw that Big Frames, they pretty much demolished those first 2 rounds, but now they're getting tested again. They have the money. Koala Noob does have $5,500. They want to go for it. We'll go for the Operator and the light armor that we see. Definitely, we expect that, of course, with the Jet. We'll have to see if they can respond back. I mean, definitely putting a lot more pressure onto Big Frames, and losing 3 in a row, that can really start to change things off mentally with the team. But it'll be a matter of time, and now it looks like Take Flight. They are going to flight their way towards that B site, already in B main. Look at how much they've already got control, but that's going to be Cryocells. Denies that play and try to hold it down a little bit longer, but Koalanoom makes the connection, and now Take Flight. That flight is completely crashed.
It is. We're going to need to get the black box from this airplane at this rate. 5 versus 3. And I was following suit off of your call and Koalanoom. That quick scope did catch it on the kill feed, but that upshot, you know that was a juicy upshot, lads.
And that's the thing, Koala. When Koala gets fired up, it's definitely something you don't want to be around, because he just starts making those op shots look very easy. And now, I mean, look at this Shifty. Bit of a shifty decision, just kind of post up in B main, but Denya makes the connection, actually wins that exchange against Koala. So,
Talking of that,
you know, it's hyping him up, and Koala falls down to the pressure, and still lots of time here for Take Flight. I mean, they don't have to go for this push if they don't want to. The spike, it's actually all the way in the back. It's way in the back. And I mean, they don't even have it. So they're going to have to decide if they want to push all the way towards A now, use that Omen possession, or do they want to go back to B? But it looks like they're going to rush their way to this A site, and it is just Nerf holding it down.
1 from Mox. Does put it to the 3 versus 2. Chime in from Trax there, and Shifty with another. So 2 versus 2. We've seen this ever so much round after round after round. These tight clutchable situations.
Oh, and he goes for the push. He actually tries to go through his own smoke, but Sybil actually just on the other side. He makes it. I think he was just inside it as well. So he gets that frag, and now Shifty by himself. He's inside the door. The flash comes in. Able to get the spray. Is he able to get 2? Yes, he is, making it 3. And that's a huge clutch play from Shifty. Denies the play from Big Frames, taking it to 4-2.
Hiding in broad daylight would be Shifty. Hiding in garden, saying, I'm going to take a few weeds here. That's my garden. I don't care. I'm going to do what I want. 2 headshots as well. So accuracy is key, and that's going to do it for Take Flight. That's got to put the whole team on that adrenaline flight path right now, vertically up and feeling damn good.
Yeah, that flash. I mean, the breach flashes. It's, you know, there's 3 of them, so you can start to burn them, and when you get caught with it, it's not a good time. But that was a really big play that we saw, and he actually turned away at the right time, wasn't fully blind, made that connection. They peaked it actually a bit too late. They played it almost like a 1-on-1, but holding that tight angle, that's unheard of. You don't typically win those to get more than 1.
Not on the 2 versus 1. Not when someone breach flashes on their way through. That's not what the doctor suggested, mentioned, or what you ordered when you went out to grab a bite to eat. None of the above. Wasn't on the menu. It's the hidden menu.
That menu, I mean, that's going to be nerfed. That just is posted up, and that, look at this. Carousel is holding a bit of a tight angle once more. The Nanoswarm nade does come in. Look at this paranoia, makes the connect, the easy frag for Bude.
Oh.
And that's a very good coordination that we saw from Take Flight. Those are the little details that make the biggest differences. And now look at this, pushing onto sidewalk. They're rushing themselves into the B site, and there's nobody on Big Frames to even get close to making a denial of a play.
So the speed, the velocity coming out of Take Flight. Gotta give them credit, they're so fast. They're in there, and they're just in with a wisp of smoke. They're gone. 4 players survive. this is a different team that started this game. I don't know what happened between now and the start of Ascent, but it's a different team. And Big Frames, they're probably scratching their head as well. Those first 2 rounds, obviously, you've got to be careful if you judge someone on a non-buy round. It's super easy, isn't it, to be like, you know what? This is going to be an easy game from what I can feel so far as a player, but don't be mistaken. Players can hold it back until that buy round, and that's what you're seeing so far, 5-2.
Yeah, 5-2, and I mean, take Flyte. They've pretty much picked up every single round since they were able to get some weapons on the board. I mean, Big Frames, a little bit more pressure for them because, like we said, they were the ones that won this last tournament last weekend. So a little bit of pressure for them, but this could be tilting, but still early on. Shifty takes down Cryo Cells. What on earth is that? He makes the connection through the smoke. It almost looked like a flick of the wrist, and now even Nerfed. And also Civil, they're trying to use their utility, they're trying to use their abilities, but Bossy, he actually pushes through the smoke, not able to take Inox down. It might be the Killjoy lockdown that is going to be used, and that's going to be another frag in favor for Big Frames. And Nerf, he's completely pushing through again. What on earth is going on? This is mayhem, Kappa.
Absolute mayhem. Destroying that round, and off we go. Take Flyte. What are you on?
Oh my goodness. I mean, the Omen's just kind of sitting in B main, and he's by himself, and he's just getting this 1, 2, and 3, and I believe that was actually, I think that was a triple. It might even just been only the double, but we came right down to him, keeps the momentum going. And now, I mean, Big Frames, again, they can buy, but they need to do something different. We're not seeing anything different so far. That was their closest round.
I'm going to put it, the facts where the facts should be, and it's not an easy thing to admit if you're a player. And ooh, that aggressive push for Big Frames, aggression, yeah, they need to change things up. Not going to be rewarded in this round. But I was about to say, it's 5 versus 2. Ooh, we like the one taps. Mox grabbing one.
Putting that dragon, trying to feed him a little bit more. I mean, a 4-on-3, and I mean, the one thing I was saying, change the pace, and Koala actually used the updraft, tried to get him mid-link, tried to put the knives and try to bring a knife to the gunfight, but didn't work out. And that's denial already, and take Flyte. They've done a really good job. It seems like they're just winning these exchanges and these duels quite convincingly. And I mean, even now, it's a 4-on-3 situation, Big Frames, and this is the difficulty of Ascent, is that it's such a big map. So you either want to play close together or kind of split it up, but that makes the individual play. But Sybil, look at this flash! He gets one! He's almost able to get the second, but Drake shuts him down. And now it's a 2-on-3, and this is going to be, positioning is going to be crucial for Big Frames.
Crucial. It's on Cryo, isn't it? Cryo has to go massive, super big, goes for 2, goes for 3, and that is what? The cake at the fair. That's the recipe. You got it. Delivered. Signed, sealed. Cryo, keep it up, man. We've seen a couple of clutches like that, and he's been doing super well at holding them off as they stroll into Boathouse. So I don't think they'll be going to Boathouse anymore. Yeah, it appears to be closed.
Yeah, Boathouse is going to be closed. No visitors welcome. I mean, Cryo holds the tight angle in the site, playing a bit of an off angle. And actually, the one thing to note at the smallest detail is he actually was patient, not to just immediately shoot as that first player crossed. He waited just a second or two later, which allowed Take Flyte to think that nobody was nearby, picked up the one, and was just able to clean things up with a nice, spicy 3K. And now they pick up a round that was much, much needed, making it only 3 behind and Take Flyte. They're flighting their way into this A site again. And Nerf, he's actually going to be caught with the paranoia, and that's going to be the defender killjoy from Big Frames that is going to be used. So the lockdown is commencing, and it is going to be Denya to find Inox and takes him down. So it will be destroyed, so not going to have any effect on any of the players right now.
Rushing things into action, and that ult does as well, doesn't it? Like, okay, we've really got to start getting a move on then if that's the case. Take Flyte, trying to press the issue, Nerfed. Chiming in from Koala as well. It's a 3 versus 3.
And we finally see Big Frames coming alive and the team that we know best. And now they clean up the house, pick up the trash, able to get this spike defuse and picking up their second round in a row. It looks like that big play from Cryo might have been the gas that they needed to get the fire going. And now only 2 rounds behind, they pick up, I believe the operator should be picked up from one of the players. We'll have to wait and see. Yes, it will be Cryo to find it. And that's going to be very beneficial for Koala. Now, it will be another gun round from Take Flyte, but their money is burning. If they lose this, this is that opportunity for Big Frames to make this a tie first half.
talking of Sunday chores, lads, we talked of chores we've got to do after the stream. These two teams, Big Frames, they've got a chore. They've got to get themselves back into this game. They've got a responsibility to do that if they want anything of this matchup. It's a best of one, so unforgiving. You lose this, well, I'm sorry. You didn't turn up on the day, and GG, no re. Not what you're going to be telling yourself, and that is what we need. Koala Noob popping off, getting the shot mid, and that is what dreams are made of to start things here.
It's going to be Nerf actually just playing on the other side of smoke, but that is going to be the Soap that peeks wide, and he gets the spray, and Shifty tried to make a bit of a difference, but it will be Bossy to making a little bit of a response back. Takes down Inox, and now still pushing through, but that's going to be Nerf trying to find another, so that's going to be a double frag for him. Now looking to make a third, but Trake's going to shut him down, making it a 2-on-3 situation. Koala posted up on the A rafter, waiting patiently, trying to find his prey. The spike, it's all the way in the back. It will be now retrieved from Bude with in the back of the A main, but it's going to be all down to Trakes to find the frag, and he's able to take down Koala. That's a huge pickup.
He's got sight. He's got sight now.
You got the sight control, and now back to the 2-on-2 situation. Hunter's Fury going to commence trying to find anything, but it does allow you to bait some time, move those players around. All players from Big Frames are going to be stuck on top of A Heaven, pushing their way through, and it will be Trakes able to throw the smoke, trying to find anything. But look at this push, but he's not able to find anything. SVL takes him down, and Bude has to hold it. He finds one, he finds two! How on earth does he connect those? And he was running!
What is it with Killjoys today, lads? Civil looked like they had the line up there, and Killjoy, no one's having fun apart from Killjoy. No one.
Oh, Killjoy, indeed. The name fits perfectly. Big Frames, they thought they had it. They both were playing together, peaking at the same time. They did everything correct. But man, Bude just came up absolutely massive. That first shot was insane. That was like the sliver of his head, and then just kept it going. It was almost like a spray transfer.
It was like a half-pixel spray transfer, you're right. Not something that you're expecting out of your opponent. And take Flyte, they are soaring through the air here. 7-4's the score. Big Frames, little reminder, PSA, last week's champions of the Vancouver, of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. It's a V, but it's the wrong V. Not that one.
But now, I mean, take Flyte. They've now secured this first half, but it will be a matter if they can keep it to an 8-4. Or can Big Frames, can they pull back something? Make it a little bit closer. I mean, it is only the first half so far, but it is a best of one. Big Frames, they've been kind of scraping their rounds through. And even Bude finds the head of Cryo Cells and the aggression. This Killjoy, I don't know what's going on. I mean, Killjoys are the best agent today.
No doubt, man. We've been doing it all wrong. Don't have Killjoy unlocked? Well, you better start spicing up and look at the plays of the game today. Mox trying to compete and bring that Killjoy game to the main frame here, but having difficulty staying on that same level as the opponent. Devastating full sick. Bossy did well early and looking to keep it up. The Vandal just bullying the opponents through gardens and saying, this is being reclaimed as mine.
I mean, Bossy has definitely been making some big frags. I mean, now talking about big frags, it is going to be Koala, big player to watch on Big Frames, and gets the nice 2-tap. Now making it the 1-on-1, the HP, both Jets against each other. But look at it, he's holding the angle, but oh no, he doesn't get the frag. He makes the connection, but now Koala has to do something big. But look at Daniel's just hanging inside the smoke. He's living by the skin of his teeth. Another cloudburst, but Daniel wins it. Oh my goodness, 1 HP in a dream comes up absolutely huge for Take Flyte, 8-4.
Lads. The jet on the jet, the cloud burst. There was so many clouds. It was so hazy all over the site there for B. And one jet was going to survive. The jet rivalry is going to be shut down for now. And it's 8-4. Talking of a rivalry, 8-4 would be meaning Big Frames had this one sweep from under their feet. And being previous victors, not something they're going to be happy with at all. So we're on the pistol. We've had the flip. Who's it going to be? Who's taking this pistol rounds?
I mean, all the momentum right now is for Take Flyte. I mean, they picked up, look at how many rounds they picked up. And now they're going to be switching on the defense. And I mean, defense, so what we've seen today is that defense has been quite difficult from a lot of the teams, right? But now we'll have to see if Take Flight can bring that momentum from that first half. But they are going to push through. That is Big Frames now getting inside of the B site control. But there isn't many players going to be close by, so it should be a 5-on-5 retake situation. But Bossy comes up big from the back, but Cryo able to just take down only one. Trakes finds the connection with the burst, and now the spike will be planted from SVL. And this is going to be a 4-on-4.
It's going to be a 4-on-4 and sluggish, slowly but surely. Take Flight trying to get back in for the retake here. The spike is down. Big Frames, they need this. They know that. They've got to be having, the anxiety's got to be starting to build. This isn't just any pistol round. And talking of that Bude coming in, hot off the press. One. Oh my goodness, and a clean sweep there from Take Flight. So headshot, headshot, headshot. Ghost is the weapon, making Casper the ghost out of all the players of Big Frames, and with a spike plant, have a little bit of economy, but look at the round for what it is. Take Flight, destroying their opponents. Destroying.
Yeah, this is looking like a smooth flight right now for this team because, I mean, they found the opening. I mean, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Bude that was able to creep through and find a frag somehow. I mean, you saw that Big Frames, they had the post plant situation. They were playing double inside a boathouse, but they left an opening which allowed them to just swarm on the left-hand side of the site and allows them to pick up this pistol. But it's going to be Big Frames to go for the heavy investment. They need to. They're down in numbers. They need to do something. They're in desperation mode right now, Cuppa.
That's not a good place to be. And you do have a Vandal, I actually think, on both sides, which speaks volumes to how seriously both teams are taking this. Oh, to light, just the one side. That is just going to be on tracks. Thank you for the spectator being on point. Glad they are, because I wasn't there. But I don't need to be on point. It's the players that need to be on point right now. Still 10 players available in the server. Breach. No reach in this one. Bossy, the boss, they have been all game continuing that force. And Dana, that ghost shot is going to have to be accurate.
Yeah, and look at this. It's just going back and forth, but it is actually going in favor for Big Frames. They're actually picking up the frags that they need to. The shock darts from Take Flight in the back of a rafter, trying to see if they can deny that plant a little bit longer, but Nerf is going to now hold the spike, get it down. The time will be ticking here for Take Flight. You can see they're grouping up towards a rafter, they're grouping towards tree, and Big Frames, they haven't been successful in their post-plant situation, so a lot more pressure for them to hold things down. It will be the double players inside of door, creeping their way in, but they're going to be using the Sova to be a bit of a distraction, but Cryo does find the head of one. Now the exchanges and Shifty able to deny the play from Koala and able to deny it for Nerfed and keep things going. It's completely a smooth flight. That's going to be first class going to now their 10th round.
You read my mind. You absolutely read my mind, Les. I was going to say, this is a first class flight. This is an economy. You're not just cramped at the back seat with like your legs at your chest and that person in front of you to keep putting the chair back. Have you had that person before when they just keep, stop pushing your chair back? I swear to God.
It's just the worst thing. But I mean, these guys, they're first class. They're laughing. Like, they're just like enjoying it, you know, having a sip of wine or having a sip of Red Bull, whatever they want. I mean, they are living in the luxurious life, and they're now only a few rounds away from taking this thing home. And Big Frames, they're in economy. I mean, is there anything worse than economy in an airplane? I mean, because right now they're in it.
They could be baggage. They might be on their way to baggage, but we're not going to talk about that. They're not baggage. They are fraggers, and we're expecting to see a little bit more. Big Frames giving a hard time. Of course, they won last week's matchup. They took that $700 home, and they're probably scratching their heads right now. Civil with the sheriff posted up. What is happening? What did we do wrong? What are we doing wrong in this best of one? And in a best of one, there's no time for forgiveness. No time for forgiveness at all. Dana, knowing that and saying, Big Frames, we want you out of the game. We want to take your frames.
Taking all the frames and taking every single opportunity in Big Frames. We won't really expect too much here unless there can be some individual play. And even one shot for Koala Noob. Not even going to reload the Sheriff. Still feeling it, but it will be Trakes to annihilate him, leaving it just down to Cryo. 11 HP. Doesn't even have the spike with him anymore. And that's going to be Take Flight. They pick up this round, but now Big Frames, their money situation again. They have enough, and this is it. This is the moment that they need to win this round. Because if they don't, Take Flight, it's going to be a quick one indeed.
It's the moment of truth, isn't it? And you say to take this round, to take the game. They need to get back into the game. You've got 11 rounds in Take Flight's hands. Big Frames, you need to step up to the plate. We are going to see Koala Noob holding off I think that's the up question. Do I get the operator? Are we holding off and choosing to stick to those close combat engagements? The CQRs. I can't use analogies. They're not my forte. I'm going to stick to the game. 2 frags instantly coming out there. Qualanoob, Cry, and Mox all chiming in. Big frames going in for a big round. We needed this, lads. We needed it.
Yeah, the big push, and that's exactly something we needed different. And Koala, okay, lands a nice little double tap through the smoke. And this is something we needed to see from these guys, because what they were doing is they were just kind of playing their normal setup. Now they kind of put the foot on the gas. They were like, you know what, let's just go through everything. And it worked out very perfectly. It's a 5-on-1. They didn't even lose anybody, not even any damage against them. So take Flyte. A little bit of turbulence, but now we'll have to see how they can do. But this is keeping them alive a little bit longer here for big frames.
CQE, close combat engagements. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, we're not very good at like puns and quotations and stuff. I mean, people probably know that about us already, but if people don't, then you will unfortunately hear them. But I mean, this is a big round for the big frames in very impressive fashion. I mean, it was flawless. Like nothing really went negative at all for them that round.
That's it, isn't it? And we're only human. We'll fumble the occasional phrase, but take Flyte. They're inhuman right now. They're cyborg with the kind of aim we've been seeing. The op is going to make its way into the server. Dana picking that one up and hoping to put it straight into action. Holding off mid. Likely story for an op, especially when you're on that defensive side. And with things as they are right now, big frames, they're going to be constantly sort of chasing the dragon, so to speak, and chasing the dream of taking this win. They've got to win pretty much all the rounds. They've got 1 round of grace, lads, and talking of that, if they lose that 1 round, where's their economy? Is there going to be any economy?
It's going to be a bit dicey, but a lot more pressure, and the pressure is definitely for the big frame squad. I mean, they're down by 6 rounds to making this a tie game. And something we aren't seeing from them now is they are kind of splitting up again, just trying to look for those picks. A little bit different than what we saw the last round, where they were playing very close, went for the full aggression. Definitely don't want to go for it twice in a row. Denya almost finds the head of one of the players, but not able to make the op connection. It will be the recon bolt to actually find the location, which will be Inox. So there's a Killjoy going to be back. So now trying to go for more, and Bossy holds the angle. Easy frag, takes him down.
Amazing.
That's going to be using the Lear, and that's going to be a big frag for them already. And big frames losing their members so early on.
And what do you do if a player's got game sense like that, lads, to make the read? And Bossy just coming back with a perfect reposition, wasn't there initially? Says, you know what, I think someone's coming back. I saw the scan, and getting rewarded in kind. 4 versus 4 doesn't look that bad on paper, but take Flyte, or excuse me, a 5 versus 4. But either way, they've been devastated. They've not allowed anything to happen for these retakes for big frames.
You should run.
Now even Nerfed tries to go a bit too late, but Bossy just seems to have a complete read on all the opponents. I mean, just finding the right angle, finding the right time, and Cryo trying to be a bit of a playmaker also. SVL sitting on the corner, but now actually goes for the pre-shot, but Bossy takes him down, and take Flyte. They don't lose a single member. They put themselves a match point. And unfortunately, we saw big frames. They didn't really play that together. It just came down to some individual mistakes.
We use this word occasionally, and I'm going to put it to work now. Disjointed. I think that's for big frames. Just been a bit out of rhythm right now. On the flip side, to take Flyte, Bossy. Amazing all game, keeping up 3K, 3K, 3K. All I think I've seen on the scoreboard, and 19 frags. The potential MVP on match point if things continue in this fashion. 12-5, take Flyte. They're on the... It's not even... We talked about the private sort of area on the plane. They're going to be business class and up and above, but I think they've got their own plane. I think it's a private jet.
Private jet versus the public jets. But, I mean, the frame is just... It's not the perfectly aligned frame that we want to see. It's a little bit crooked because right now they're just not able to find those frags that they need. But now, Inox does find the one. Bossy coming up big again, finding that opening on that defensive side, but Koala able to respond back. So this is going well. Big frames are getting those trades. That's what you need to do in this kind of a scenario where you're on the attacking side. The spike is going to be down long A. They're not really going to hold it yet. They want to fall back, wait things over, and take Flyte. I mean, they're over rotating a little bit. You can already see a lot of them are pushing their way towards that A site, but now it is going to be Inox gets the site, able to take down yet Denya, looking to have a bit more, still a bit hungry, but not able to find that next frag. And this is looking good for big frames.
It is, isn't it? Trigger discipline and map control, two crucial factors, especially on Ascent. Quite a big map, and doing the full round the world will be take flight, and it's not going to be correct in this case. The full rotation, I'm not too sure what got them on that immediate rotation station. Civil landing the last little one tap, and off we go. 12-6.
Yeah, that's
Simply
a really
put-
nice tap. Really nice tap from SBL. And I mean, they actually picked up both those frags, Kappa. I mean, that also makes a little bit of a difference, but take flight, they still have money to go and money to burn right now.
They've got so much money to spend. All I was literally just about to add on to that, mate, is simply they need to treat every round like a completely new game. If you're down and out, so it would seem for that 12-6, if it's CS, if it's Valorant, if it's Call of Duty, whatever your game and your cup of tea is, this team right now, they need to have that tenacious attitude and keep the plays fresh. Koala Noob, we're looking at you.
No pressure for Koala Noob, but that will be the recon bolt. Now Shifty putting the Hunter's Fury, trying to deny this push from the attackers of Big Frames. Drakes finds the head of Inox, takes him down, but it will be Koala to find one. Not able to find more than that. Denya able to connect the Blade Storm, and now a 3-on-4 situation. Nerfed is going to be planning the spike. SVL going to be holding the tight angle on the stairway of Market. And he is in that interesting spot because, oh my goodness, in the drone, it doesn't even spawn him. Oh my goodness, it's shooting somebody else.
Just the turret look in the opposite direction, and that's going to give potentially almost a free pass. Does put it to the 2 versus 1, all down to the operator. Big Frames, they're going to stay in the game, just clinching their teeth like, ugh, we're there, guys, but we've got to keep up this momentum train. It's super close, 12-7.
Wow. I mean, that placement from the drone, or the turret, sorry, I think I said drone. I don't know what I'm thinking of, but the turret.
Robotics.
I mean, that could have potentially given away his location, but instead it doesn't at all, and it actually suits somebody else. So very lucky. But now it will be a save for Take Flight, as they're going to be putting sheriffs all 5 across the board, and this is an opportunity for Big Frames to potentially pick up another round. They've been creeping their way, you know, making a bit of a claw back. They've been doing very well, and the one thing we're noticing from them is they've been trying to get that long A control and as well as mid. And so far, it's been very successful.
Super successful. Inox looking to take that catwalk position. Taking it slow as well. So, Bude done very well with the one-taps on the Sheriff, and I'm just slightly concerned for Big Frames. Not going to be Inox, though. Confidence is key, and confidence being exerted in Gardens puts it to the 5 versus 4.
I mean, there's only one ultimate from both teams, so it is actually the Omens that have their ult, and typically we don't see it used very often unless you're kind of in that clutch situation typically, or just trying to get that information, but no need to do that right now. And Big Frames, they get the spike down. Will be Trakes to get the running one tap, and here we go. I mean, the Sheriffs, they're definitely making the connection. Can they find 3 more? It is just going to be down to Denya by himself, the Lone Ranger with that Sheriff in hand, going to be creeping away, getting on top of a rafter. Trying to find more, no guns to pick up, so gonna have to rely on the bullets here. Doing some damage, but not able to make it work. And Big Frames, they keep it going. They stem the bleeding a little bit longer. 4 rounds away from tying this game up.
Big Frames, big clutches. Koala Noob turning things around as well. I believe it was 4-1 last time I looked at that scoreboard, but I'm enjoying what I'm seeing right now. It's refreshing and a breath of fresh air. Koala Noob, 14 frags. And excuse me, yeah, it's 16 frags. My eyes need check in. Lads, get me some glasses. I've got benefits, and apparently I might need to use them. But my eyes, that's okay. I can make a mistake. You don't want to make a mistake of who's your opponent, and that's something for Big Frames right now. They can't be missing their shots, and it's last chance saloon, literally, for them at this moment.
And now Take Flight, they are going to put some money on the board, and look at this. This is working out well. Bossy only takes down 1, but Denya gets that immediate trade. Big Frames, they're already just down to 2 members. There's 1 minute and 24 seconds, and they've already lost 3 of their players, and only Take Flight have lost 1. So now it's going to have to come up very, very big. And I know I've emphasized that word a lot today, but Big Frames, all the pressure to them, because now it's a 2-on-4. And they need this round to keep things going.
A breach omen. 2 clutchable players, though, especially in this scenario. You did mention the TP. I wonder if that's still going to be an option. Teleportation station might be the recipe to success here. Switch things up 50 seconds, whatever it is. It's big isn't the word. Humongous. They need to go above and beyond to take the cake here and slowly clearing their angles. Nerf, you've got 40 seconds.
Yeah, nerfed. I mean, he could try to go for it. He does have the spike in his hand, but if he does that, it puts him in a 1vx situation. So it doesn't allow Big Frames to play as a
30
group,
seconds
but instead
left.
they're going to try to play together. And I definitely agree with this play. And now you can even see Denya going to be posted up. And now Nerfed actually does use the ult to get that information. So he realizes nobody's close by. But Denya, peekaboo, making one, not able to make the second, but that's going to be another 13-8 game and take Flyte. That Flyte has made its way and landed with a big W against the champs.
Shocker. That is an absolute shocker. Not what we were expecting. I'm sure not what you were expecting either. And that's what it's all about here at VCS. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully you enjoyed the games that we've just gone through. Another Ascent map, and what a different score and a different kind of game that we had there, like. It's impressive.
Yeah, and a lot more of a close game. I mean, it was 13-8 again, like the one we just had previously on the stream, but it really seemed different. Like the pace seemed a little bit different than the first game we did. But I mean, congratulations to Take Flight. Like that was a huge victory for them. I mean, like I said, Big Frames, they were feeling great. Confidence is good. Former champs, they're feeling it, and they lost their game. So now they're gonna have to do some evaluating and kind of talk over and figure out what's going on here.
We talk about back to the durable, back to the strat board, and it's Bossy TV. We hyped Bossy up a lot, and supposedly the caster's curse doesn't exist today because we've been giving the caster's blessing to a lot of players and saying, hey, you're doing good, and so it will turn out to be the MVP. Congratulations, Bossy. Earned that one for that matchup in today's Valorant Sunday Showdown, and we will be heading to a break very shortly after that Ascent matchup. Just give you a little preview. That's what we saw from that one. Lots of frags. Lots and lots of frags.
Yeah, an amazing work from Bossy. I mean, 21-17 with the, the combat score going kind of off the charts a little bit there, but Bossy just seemed to have these right angles. The aim just was crisp, really just able to lock things down and finding the heads of all the big frame players. So big congratulations to them. But like you said, we will take a very short break as we will go into our next game. Thanks so much for tuning in, and don't go away.